hits the earth, and we think, and we see a couple cops. One of them is Nathan Fillion. The other guy is what did he have? Like the radar gun.
Yeah.
That tracks speeds. I thought he was gonna track the meteor hitting the ground, but nope, we didn't get that. That was very disappointing. I wanted to see how fast that meteor was going, hitting the ground. Anyways, then it introduces like the characters like Nathan Fillion, then Elizabeth Banks. She's a teacher. Everybody, all the boys like looking at her, and we meet her husband, Michael Rooker, and we find out that she was 17 when her parents died, and or no, the mom left, and she's with this guy who came in a Chrysler, and he's like 20 years older than she is, but he is ripped, so that's a good thing. And you know, at the end of a long day, he wants some hanky panky. He doesn't get it, so he's just like, "Fuck this! I'm going to the bar." Meets a girl at the bar, and they go to like a makeout spot, and they find this ooze. Is it ooze or like sticky? Not sticky stuff.
It's kind of like they find the outer shell of the meteor.
Yeah.
And then, which leads them to kind of a cocoon.
Yeah, and we see this slug-like being. It's like a yellowish slug slowly moving, and they both look at it and go, "Huh, what's that?" And a little like needle comes out of it, and of course it shoots Merle right in the chest. And he's just standing there like, "Huh, what's that? I don't know what that is. That thing protruding out. Maybe I shouldn't protect myself and let it hit me, because it's obviously gonna hit him." Then it hits him, and oh, that's an airplane. Then then it hits him, and he gets infected, and he goes home, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm home, honey," and the wife feels bad, so in the morning, because he's out all night or whatever, and she starts to worry. She's like, "Oh, let's have some hanky panky," and she notices like the quote unquote bug bite on him, and he keeps lying. And then later on, they have to go to a dinner, and he's like, "I can't go," and his like face is, Michael Rooker's face is slowly changing, and he, instead of going to the dinner, he goes to this other woman's house who's trying to hit on him, and he's like, "I need to see you. Let's have some snack time." And he, what are those? The tendrils? He has tendrils coming out of him. These two little tendrils, and he basically feeds on this woman. They're sitting with her two kids, and you're looking at her two like young kids. They're like toddler, like one's a toddler, the other is like an infant still. And you're like, "Oh crap, Michael Rooker's gonna mess with these children. This is not good. I don't like this." And it is messed up. But we get to see a cool scene of him sucking this woman's life out of her. I don't know how exactly that works, but then he comes back to his house, and he sees his wife, and there's a couple cops who are like, "Hey, this woman went missing, blah blah blah," and she's like, "It couldn't be my husband who's been acting weird lately," and I think let's do less of a synopsis. Let's stop. Let's focus on more important things. Like, okay, so he comes home, right? And she's like, "Oh my God, the cops are just here. They're looking for you." And he looks like his face is like melting. His face is melting, and he's like, "Oh, I went to the doctor, and I got a prescription. It's okay." And she's just like, "Ugh." Calls the doctor. Doctor's like, "I haven't seen him in like a year."
By the way, did you recognize the voice of the doctor?
No.
It's Rob Zombie,
Who is Rob Zombie?
the singer and also director of a bunch of horror movies.
Oh. No, I did not know that. Way to go,
I'm
Rob
just
Zombie.
I'm just reading it right here in the additional credits.
Oh wow.
He voices the doctor.
Okay, cool. Just over the phone, they didn't have enough
Uh,
budget to show him on screen.
I was waiting for some kind of segue where I could mention him.
Yeah, no, that was good. Um, and then like 3 days go by, and or no, the cops get called back, and he's about to kill his wife, and his arms get all like lanky and like squid like. I guess they kind of stretch, kind of like Luffy's arms stretch, and the cops come in. They don't know what's happening. They save her, and 3 days go by, and like all these animals are missing. You got pets, you got cattle, you got random dogs that are disappearing.
Possums,
Yes, possums, lots of possums,
raccoons.
rakins, rats, all this meat, and Merle wanted to buy a crap ton of meat. He was very interested in meat. That was the first thing he craved was meat. So he goes to the store and he buys some ribeyes. Ooh.
He
Luscious,
doesn't just
luscious
want
ribeyes.
one. He just doesn't want two, not five, not 10, 14.
He needs 14 because he has a surprise for his wife. Yes. It's going to be so delicious. Isn't that right, folks? And anyways, he gets on the loose, and now the cops are aware of this. And so they're like, oh, okay, we need to call in everybody that has a gun, which is only 6 people because it's a small town. And they're going to go hunting for this, quote, squid creature. And Elizabeth Banks convinces the cops, like, I need to go along with you because he listened to me. And they're like, okay. It's one of... And I turned to Derp and I was like, wait, what skills does she have? She has 0 skills. Does she even know what a gun is? Like, she's a school teacher. Is she gonna teach him to death? Like, is he gonna die of boredom? That was my take.
She can seduce him.
She could, but I think the movie did a poor explanation of why this is like the part of the movie that felt forced. Everything else felt
The
better.
the logic behind it would have been that maybe that she could forced some sense into him, or at least to distract him enough for them to do something about him.
Yeah, that's probably
But
true.
they didn't mention it, and it didn't even play into the movie. But
Yeah, maybe it was like a cut scene or something. I don't know.
that would have been like the logic of like a normal human situation. Like if something like this were to happen, like your husband go crazy, the spouse try to knock some sense into him.
Yeah, that's her superpower, I guess.
It makes sense, but not. They just didn't explain it.
Yeah, it was just poorly done. But everything after that was fine, like smooth wise. But yeah, so then they find they're sitting around this cow as they use the cow as bait, and this slug thing, this giant slug thing, which they call a squid. And for whatever reason in this party of hunters, the mayor's with them. The mayor's a douchebag. He keeps calling everyone a cocksucker. Even at the beginning, like the opening scene, he's like honking his horn. He's like, "Hey, move it, cocksucker!" And then this woman and her daughter are standing there, and the woman's like, "Oh, hello, mayor." He's like, "Oh, hi." he's just a giant douchebag. But so he's there, and he just doesn't want to be there, and he's just like, "All right, let's get this thing." The mayor is just he's not big enough of a douchebag that you want him to die, but he's big enough of a douchebag where you're like, okay, come on, just Get the fuck out of my face.
He's enough
Go
of
away.
a douchebag to just be on it. His only purpose to be his cannon fodder.
He'll be good cannon fodder. Well, maybe he will. Maybe he'll survive. Maybe he won't. This is a horror movie, so suck it. Um, so they're waiting for this thing to come, and it finally comes, and they have it like surrounded, and they see this thing coming, and it starts to eat a cow. It chops its head off, the cow's head off, and then it starts eating the cow. It wraps its tendrils around it, menacingly, and they just sit there, just like, all right, let's wait, let's wait.
For those
Let's
that
wait.
are fans of
Let's
Doctor
wait.
Who, at this point, he looks basically like a giant Zygon.
Whatever that is.
I'll
And-
show you.
Okay, if you want to.
Like this.
But more slimy. That, but more slimy.
I was planning on showing when I mentioned that. I was planning on showing what I mean this time.
Oh, all right then. Sweet. Zygon. Let's see here. What happened next? Oh, right. And then Elizabeth Banks, she's smart. She runs up to the creature, and we have to say this about the creature. So the creature, Merle or whatever, or Grant. He is part. He has memories of Merle, and he's hugely in love with his wife. And there is a scene earlier where his wife is in the shower, and he's going to do the tendril thing on her, but he stops because that's his wife. He can't do that to his wife. So he goes for the other lady, and all the funny pictures. That's right. And this lady, she anyways, so she goes up to Merle, and she's like, Merle, you need to stop, or Grant, you need to stop, please, and this other like douchebag looking guy, he has a mullet. He is a douchebag because he picked his nose and he wiped the booger on his friend's hat. That's why he's a douchebag. Anyways, he comes up, he has his like Desert Eagle 50 caliber pistol, and he's like, hey, we're gonna either do this the easy way or the hard way. And this is like the coolest death. Like, seriously, out of everything, this is the coolest death. The monster decides to sling a tendril perfectly in the middle of this dude's body, and he gets split in half. He slowly realizes what is happening, and he just falls apart in two. I give that.
No,
like
he
an
gets
A+.
split open in half, not fully in half.
It was just split open?
Yeah.
Still, I don't care. That was really cool. We had 4 people watching. Now it's down to 2. No, you... I'm just kidding.
It's been going up and down.
Yeah, right. I know. But they're missing the good parts. That's all I'm saying. They're missing the death scenes. So that happened, and they're all like freaked out by this monster. This monster starts to slither away, and they start chasing it, and they find a barn. And in this barn, they find. You have a picture of it.
Yep, that's what I was saving.
They find the woman that they're looking for. This lost woman who is being held captive, or whatever, went missing. And they open the door. She's like, "Oh, hey guys, it really hurts." And they're like, "What really hurts?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just so hungry. Can you pass me that possum over there?" It's a dead possum, and the mayor just runs out and he pukes. He can't handle it. And she's just like, "Oh, I can't do it. Oh, it hurts so much. They're making me move forward. Oh God, they're tearing me apart. And then she like literally ruptures, and a bunch of slugs just come out. They're just a bunch of slugs, and like four of the I think there's like six, seven people,
Yeah.
and four of the people, a slug gets in their mouth.
No, actually, um, yeah,
Was it
four of
three?
the people don't. Yeah.
So who makes it out of this scene? It's
The mayor,
the mayor.
the deputy, the girl deputy,
Oh right, the deputy or
uh,
the lesbian.
the
Nathan Fillion
Scarla,
and
Nathan Fillion,
and the Banks girl,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks,
Scarla.
Scarla, whatever. And they survive. There's like a river of slugs that happen, and uh, this river of slugs is they basically half the party witnesses other people the slugs going in their people's mouths, and the other and Nathan Fillion, of course, he's smart. He's like, oh, just cover your mouth. That'll help you. So he and Elizabeth Banks cover their mouth, or Scyther, whatever her name is. They cover her mouth. Yeah, Scarla. They cover their mouths. They're like, oh, that's the cure. And then for whatever reason, the mayor survives this. And then
he covered his mouth too.
Yeah.
It showed him.
I didn't, but what I mean by that is that I didn't think he would be smart enough to do that. And so now you have this plague of slugs, like flooding the woods area, and Nathan Fillion is like, oh crap, I gotta call for help. And at the same time, there's this like random house that they were at earlier, and one of the daughters is in the bathtub. She has her headphones.
It wasn't a random house. It was the one where they most recently heard of some strange happenings.
Oh, okay. So that's where they started from. Got it. And so the older girl, there's like three daughters. The older girl, she's in the bathtub and she's naked, and one of the slugs goes into the bathtub, which is freaky as hell. And starts going into her mouth, but luckily this girl was talking about how, oh, she got new Japanese nails that were really long and cool, and so she is the only one that actually had a defense against the slug. So she dug her nails into the slug thing, threw it against the wall, takes her hair curler, hair curling iron, and burns this thing to death, which is awesome. And then she's like, Mama, there's things attacking us. And then literally everyone else in the house has been attacked by these river slugs. So she goes to hide in the car like a normal, rational person. And I love how people in movies, how they run away to a car and they're like, oh no, I can't start the car. Yeah, you didn't grab the keys, stupid. Anyway, so Nathan Fillion is he's running to his car to get the radio. So he sees her, rescues her, and then they start running. Meanwhile, the other people who got slugged started coming to life, and they became like zombies pretty much. And Elizabeth Banks shoots like one of them in the head. Oh, you won't shoot me! And this is the cool part. We learned that actually these slugs go into their brains, and because of what happened with the girl with the nails, she was able to see what the creature saw. So she saw that this creature is like 1 billion years old or whatever, and goes from planet to planet, just consuming and breeding again and again and again, killing worlds, and has done this countless times. And this time is just a walk in the park. It's just a Tuesday for this creature. Probably on vacation, and they can all like whatever one sees, they all see. So if you're hiding and one like thing like sees you, you can be surrounded in an instant by these other creatures.
That is the wrong movie.
But the other cool thing is that the people that are infected, they instructed them to walk funnily. like it's not exactly like a zombie like from The Walking Dead. It's more like a jittery kind of thing. It's it's like there's electric stimuli in their arms and legs, and they're being forced to walk, kind of a thing, which is awesome. And anyways, they're all running, and they get to the car, and all the main characters make it. The mayor's in there, Elizabeth Banks, the Nails girl, and Nathan Fillion. They're the last four to make it that aren't affected, and they're like, oh crap, we gotta go back to town. And he's calling uh, Pam Beasley on the walkie-talkie. He's like, hey, call the CDC. She's like, I haven't seen no slugs. And one of the slugs comes down from the roof and grabs her, and they realize, these things can move like really quickly, and they're like running out of time. They need to, and they come to the conclusion that um, if they kill the main one, then they'll all die. That's
They're
their
all
hypothesis.
basically a hive mind.
Yeah, because they all have, they can talk to someone that's not Merle or not Grant, and they have the same memories as him. So that's how they figured that out. Because one of them's talking to Elizabeth Banks down at the barn, and he's like, "I love you," and they're all like, "What the heck are you talking about?" They're just kind of crazy people. So, anyways, uh, he goes to the police station. He gets attacked by a zombie deer, and for whatever reason, he and the Nails girl, he's like, "Oh, when you tell the story, I saved your life. You didn't save my life." Like the cop was like, "You have to say that I the cop saved your life, not in a dick way, but in a just like a, it sounds cooler that way. I don't know, it's kind of a payback or something for saving her life from earlier, I guess." Um, but then they capture the girl, Elizabeth Banks, and she gets um, dressed and put into bed.
Combed.
Yeah, and combed by the people. The mayor gets caught, and he gets put down into the basement, where he lights a lighter, and he realizes, oh, these are people that are all feeding. So he freaks out, runs upstairs, gets attacked, and now he's the one that's eating too much, where he can't stop eating. And so when Nathan Fillion comes, he's like, "Please shoot me," and Nathan Fillion is like, "Okay," just shoots him in 2 seconds. uh, oh, that's great. Um, and there's kind of a big fight. There's Elizabeth Banks, hides a comb with a pointy end on it, and she pretends to like, "Hey, we're married. It's a bonding that's gonna last forever." And she slowly goes up to him, stabs him. He's like, "Oh my God, you betrayed me!" Just starts flinging his tendrils around and just starts whacking people. And Nathan Fillion and the Nails girl, they find a grenade
In the police station.
And they're about to throw the grenade. And I swear, this is the longest fuse in a grenade ever. Is this a defect?
6 seconds.
Yeah, a grenade's supposed to be like 4 to 5 seconds going off, and this one lasted a good 15. Like, it wasn't even close. It was so bad. I'm like, why are they diving for the... He's about to throw it, and he gets whacked in the face. He drops it, and they both go for it, and then they get whacked again, and now they're out, and then it falls in the pool, and then it finally explodes after 15 seconds. Like, that's like the worst thing ever. And he had one job to do, was to throw this freaking grenade at this guy, and it failed. But
maybe if he had played as Nathan Drake, maybe he would have learned something.
Yeah.
No, that would have been after this.
Wait, did he play as Nathan Drake?
He did in like a short film, a fan film.
Oh. Yeah, I can see him as Nathan Drake.
But he's been a fan favorite to play as Nathan Drake for quite some time. And now he's too old.
That's true. Now he's a cop on TV. the rookie.
'Cause
And why don't they bring back Firefly? Just cast him again, like just 20 years later. Come on, just do it. Do it. Hey, Sci-Fi Channel, do it.
no, not sci-fi.
Do it. Why? Who would play it then?
I don't know. I don't like Sci-Fi Channel.
Well, who else is gonna play it then?
AMC.
Netflix.
Hulu.
Netflix will buy anything. Anyways, there's like what is it? A propane tank, and these things are flying towards Nathan Fillion. He's getting attacked by these two prong things, and one of them hits him. The other one, he puts in the propane tank, and it's this monster is being filled by air. Oh, also we have to mention that it's like feeding on people, like others that are infected go towards him.
Combining.
Yeah,
into...
they're combining, and they all like share his pain and talk as he talks. So you have multiple people in this house doing this whatever thing.
And it's not air; it's gasoline that's being pumped into it. CO2.
Did I say air?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Because air would have done what causes.
It was Hank Hill's cigarette from propane accessories.
Because you said a propane tank, but then you said, oh, you filling them with air.
I'm bad. Yeah, it's filled with air. Hot gasified air, which is propane. And, at the very end, Elizabeth Banks is like, oh, you gotta shoot him. And she shoots him. And there's like this huge like crying scene. Oh, we're in love, but you're become this disease-ridden monster thing, so I have to kill you to save your life. And so she shoots him. He explodes, and we think like Nathan Fillion is like infected, but apparently you need both tendrils inside of you to be infected. I don't know how that works, but it just did. And as soon as the main guy dies, everybody else collapses. And so now you have all these dead bodies with slugs in them, which is pretty great. Then it concludes, and they're like, oh my god, are you, what do they say? Are you sad that you didn't take me to Hollywood with you, or something like that? There's like this whole backstory of like how she wanted
to run away to Hollywood.
Yeah, and he stopped her, and he was 14 and she was 12, so of course he stopped her. Because she's dumb. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of that movie. I kind of went into more of a synapse than I wanted to. That's my bad. I want to talk about some of the death scenes, or some of the scenes where there's killing. There's one slug that infects a deer. That's the deer that's attacked, where the cop gets attacked in the police department. And then the one where the guy's cut in half. There's another one I'm trying to think of, but I can't think of it. It was really cool. Shoot. Maybe it was the nail girl scene where not the hot tub, the bathtub. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of. But otherwise, you have the woman in the barn. That scene was hilarious. Oh my god, I laughed so hard at that. She's like, I'm so hungry. Can you please give me some possum? Oh, these things are crawling inside of me. Oh, I'll do terribly a bite. But I feel like there was one more. I can't remember what it was. It's okay if I don't remember. We can. We literally just watched the movie. We didn't write down any notes or anything. This is all coming off of memory. We're trying to make it more like a memory thing. But with this one, there was a lot of cool kills. Like the kills were like really cool. There was another one when Merle gets infected at the very beginning. They do like an X-ray side view of his body, and they do an X-ray side view of his body.
This is what he looked like in his final form.
Yeah, to see where the the slug goes and it goes into his brain. So, yep, that's the final form of Slugman with Elizabeth Banks begging, like, hey, we can be together, oh my god. And her breaking her promise immediately, of course. And we did have an end credits scene where a cat was eating a brain, and this brain, the slug inside of it did the needle thing, and the needle went into the cat. So, there's probably a Slither 2.
Nope, not yet.
Oh, there's not a Slither 2?
I just looked it up. Nope.
Really?
Not even any rumor to be in one.
Wow. Alright. Well, they set it up for a second one. Or maybe they were like, we didn't have it. Maybe they just didn't have any ideas, and they're like, this is fine. We got these, like, big stars. Well, they weren't big. They weren't as big then. Nathan Fillion, I think, was. Michael Rooker wasn't. Now he is.
Nathan Fillion was because of Firefly.
Yeah. That's why
it's been a cult classic since the 80s or 90s.
Firefly?
Yeah.
That was made in 2002.
I thought that was like 90s.
Nope.
Felt like 90s.
It's too good. Yeah, so that was our review. If you want us to review anything, you can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to unlike and unsubscribe. If we get to under 10,000 subscribers, we don't have to watch One Piece anymore.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do a movie review this coming weekend because I'll be at a convention all weekend.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just skip it.
And the next one is my choice, and thinking either Crazy House, Don't Move, or Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale. Tucker.
Because you haven't seen that, right?
Nope, I haven't seen any of those movies.
It's only one movie.
No, out of the three you listed.
I saw Tucker and Dale once like 10 years ago.
Oh.
Or
you see like every movie.
Or the Crazies.
The ones that you want to see.
Like if you want something very similar to this, the Crazies is good.
Cool. Alright, well, thanks for watching.
I can't do a poll, but comment your choice on what of those four, what we should do next time.
Yeah, I think you could do a poll on YouTube.
I don't know how.
Okay, well we just gotta look it up.
Join us this week. We'll be doing One Piece on Wednesday, because like I said, I will be at the convention all weekend.
Oh, what convention are you going to?
Twin Cities Con.
Wow, you're flying down there.
Up.
Flying up there. That's right, we're in the South. You don't know where we live. Shut up.
If you happen to be going to Twin Cities Con this weekend and you seen my picture on camera, and you see me, say something.
Say, what was that Kevin Smith one? Pineapple douche. And then he'll understand.
I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Pineapple douche. He'll understand. Pineapple douche. We need to get into their brains. Pineapple douche. Hey, pineapple douche. Alright. I think that's it for our review. Thanks for watching.
Wednesday we will do Foxy Pirate arc, my least favorite arc in One Piece.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, that means I have one last day to watch 20 episodes. If I can finish it.
That's why I told you 3 days.
I got a long day tomorrow. I got an appointment in the morning, I got an appointment in the afternoon, then I got D&D at night. Long day.
I told you 3 days.
I know. I will do my best. I watched one and a half.
Have a good night.